Hey Thrashers, how you going? Long day today. So, listen, before we start the video, I just want to quickly point out um, I would like to see some comments suggesting which songs from any of these bands I'm about to mention should be my next lesson. I've been saying I've been wanting to do a Warbringer tune next. I still think I'm going to be working on like one of their tunes. I haven't decided which one in particular yet. And a Testament song. Somebody said they wanted to see some stuff on Testament. And yeah, Testament's really good, but their solos, man. Alex Skolnick, I'm gonna have to learn those like note for note, because like you kind of have to. It's Alex Skolnick, so that would be cool. But any of those songs off of like New Order, that album is awesome. But whatever people really would like to see, I'm still gonna be working on ones that I think I'll enjoy the most. But I'd still like to see what out of those bands, what songs people who like any of this other thrash stuff that I put out, what the what is it? What am I trying to say? Like what the convergence is, where the interlocking well, like the Venn diagram, where the intersections meet. Anyways, no more deliberating. This is Brain Dead because I just learned the song and I love the song and it rules. So start off with the main riff. Kind of the easiest thing in the world, really. You're using a lot of fourths and a lot of power chords. Open A and D, using a lot of second, and then power chords on the first and the third. So the idea for this riff, you're going to kind of want to have like a dead low E between every one of these. And the idea, it goes as follows. That's it. So you're mostly hanging out around two. You're doing two of those. And between every single one of these, there's going to be as many low E's as you can fit in there on this tempo. So, and then open, and then the two. So, and it's three there, sorry. But you see what I'm saying? You're fitting low E chugs between each of these. And two chugs there. And then, pretty easy. And then, you're resetting there. I'm gonna do it front to back really slow, but you get the sort of slow idea. Here's like really ultra slow. Okay, and then you're gonna do fourths chromatically. Most of the beginning of it is the same, but then you have that. And I think it's open E and A for that bit. And then you have your big slide where you're going as low as you can to as high as you can. And then the riff happens again. Right? And that's for the verse, but you're just cutting between those with a bunch of chugs. And then it leads into them the same way. And it's all the same variations. And then for that little, like, I don't know, pre-chorus riff, even though the chorus riff is just the same as the verse, it does this, so that one's pretty easy. Sliding 5 to 6. And then pulling off a third fret power chord. And then 5 to 7 on the A. So again. And then that little pattern there with some more chugs after that. And then for this first one, they don't even do the rest of it, and it just ends with a bar dive, low E. So you have that. And then back into the main riff. Right? They do it again, but this time for this, pre-chorus riff, they extend it a little more. So you have this. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's a little lead thing that happens, right? With the first verse, you have this little like what is it? Something like that. I'm doing it with fretted notes, these ones here. But if I'm being honest, I think it might be these harmonics here on what would that be? 14 or 13 or whatever. Right there. So you have this run. Or maybe you go all the way up to there and then you come back. But getting that to ring out and stay rung isn't as easy as just going to 24. So, I don't know. Do with that what you will. Then they go back to this pre-chorus riff. But they extend it for the... And then they do a bar dive with this. And that is on, what is that? The G-string harmonic, kind of like a dime bag style. But instead of doing it on like 3 or 2 or whatever down here, they're doing it way up here on 15. And bringing it down with a bunch of wobbliness. And then more of the same of that cool riff for the chorus. Even though it's just the same as a verse riff. You know, whatever. But then they segue it into this. Oh, and I'm forgetting the little segue bit. That little riff that happens sometimes. That one really easily. Palm mute, first fret A string, palm mute, first fret to third slide. And then back into the thing. But they do it here, and then they have this riff that's coming in. Let me see if I can remember. Right, and then this one. Yeah, that one. So you're sliding 5 to 7. Then that chug pattern. And then remember on our main riff, at the end of it where you had that little bit where you're going first fret to open E and A, and then first open power chord? We're doing a lot of that here after this. So you have this. That's the pattern. And then the leading. You getting what I'm putting down? I'm going to do it front to back for you so you get it. Sorry. It's really hard to get your hands there. And then you have this bit. And then the solo that Gary does, at least, is happening over this riff. Same one we have here. And here's the solo. You have this, I'm pretty sure Gary live nowadays does these like sixths. But I'm pretty sure on this recording I hear more or less this tritone idea. Or maybe the whole deal. Right? And then you're bending up on 12, and you're switching between minor pentatonic and dominant for these licks. And you're going down from there. Something sort of like that. What is it? And then you're gonna this lick, which is pretty simple. But with pinches. And then going down. It's going down and like with double picking on there. Now this little bit here, we have where you're doing 24 on the B and 22 on the high E, and doing like a kind of like bringing the bar down. And then this little ambulance bit, right here on these two notes. And then for this next bit, I think he's just bending this note up, or maybe bending even 24 up for like as high as you can go and giving it some whammy bar nonsense. Because I can't tell if he's doing that or one of these like harmonics that exist somewhere here. But then you want to kind of bend one of these notes up and bring it down. And then you could do two pentatonic bits here. And you're doing I think that little bit to end it. And bring the bar down there. And Rick's solo is going on over a different version of this. I think it might be like a half step up, or a whole step up. I mean, they're trying to modulate it. I haven't learned this the bit behind his solo. I learned the solo first. I'll revisit that really quick after I show you the solo. But just think it's like a... You're thinking sort of that minor there. So you're going from like E to F sharp or whatever. And this first little bit... So that, kind of just a bunch of nonsense. You start this note here. And you're thinking this minor bit, and you're just doing a bunch of legato after that little phrase at the beginning. Into an open E string and bar dive. And you're going back to the same position. And you're climbing up these like patterns here. Sort of like that. Sort of like that. You want this note to be bent somewhere in there and carry it down. And then finish bending this note up to pitch there, some way. Some sort of melodic. Okay. Now you're going way the hell up here with this pentatonic box up here. Again, F sharp. Got that bit. Pretty easy. And you're going down and bending the high note really high up. So... And that ending bit, I do this. And you're bending this note again. Or maybe even here. And then you're starting these pentatonic. And ending the phrase like this. So you have this. Starting like so. And then you need some sort of pentatonic pull-off-y kind of pattern. So you get up to this note here. You're going to bend it up. You go a half step down. So you have that type of thing going on. So, right? And then go up to this minor looking bit, and you're bending this highest note up and going a half step behind it when you come off. So all in all, for this little bit, starting from this bit, sort of something like that. And the solos are done. And then the rest of the riffs, I think, are pretty simple. They do that until they pause, and then you have this lick. That one, which is an E dominant 7, and you're doing this sort of pattern here. It repeats itself in octaves. And then you're doing the same thing again. Like so. Right? And then Rick, not to be outdone, does a major sweep, starting here on the A string. And then open string goes down. So like so. Sorry. And then Rick. And then this final something sort of like that. Yeah, open A and D into first fret and then low E. And then I'm going to really quickly learn the riff variation that's going on behind Rick's solo, and then we're done. So give me just one moment. The riff is a little bit different. I thought it was going up to F sharp. I was correct. It is this. But now you're going to open A there. And then this part, 3-2, 3-2. Ah. Oh. You know, that thing, it's just changing that note and then that there. That thing. That's easy riff, easy song. Not so easy solos, but they're fun. Really fun to play them. Not super easy, but it makes you kind of lock in and feel the feel of the song. It's good. So yeah, this was the Brain Dead lesson, and that's all I have for you. So listen to metal, play metal, be metal. I hope you enjoyed, and please leave those comments. Let me know what type of Warbringer or Testament songs are the coolest, and I'll be looking at those for the next couple of videos, and then I'll probably put out maybe a technique video or two, or maybe I'll choose like a simpler kind of song, like a musical waste thing to hold you over. I don't know, something. Stuff is still going on. But until next time, pick throw, later.